Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Greg, your co-host to the Grilling to Get Away podcast. Welcome back. Hey, we're glad to have you back here for this next episode. This one, we really dive deep into a recent cook of mine. I'm really excited to share the progress that I made on some beef ribs. I haven't done too many of them, so I had some time over the weekend to get out there and do it really low and slow. So I'll kind of go through my process of how I cooked the beef ribs and how they turned out, which, spoiler alert, they were awesome. So I hope you listen to it. I hope you enjoy. And if you haven't, please give some beef ribs a try. It's not a cut that you might find at your local grocer. So go out to your local butcher market or meat market and see if you can pick up some up there. But again, we really appreciate you all listening and sharing this. We continue to grow. I think we've just reached over 2,000 downloads in just a short time we've been doing this. So we appreciate you all sharing, listening, subscribing, giving us a rating to help us reach new audiences. So that's awesome. But no, just we hope you enjoy this episode talking about beef ribs. Oftentimes, life is demanding, stressful, and just won't stop. When needing to take a break, we like to light up the charcoal and crack open a cold one. The Grilling to Get Away podcast is an ongoing conversation about all things barbecue and grilling, from our backyard to yours. So if you sometimes don't know what the heck you're doing, if you like to learn, and if you don't take yourself too seriously, you're in the right spot. Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Greg, your co-host to the Grilling to Get Away podcast, and I'm here with my buddy.
This is Ben.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good. Yeah. Been busy couple days.
It sure has, yeah, man.
You just got back from the great state of Illinois.
Yeah, I did. I spent the weekend down there for my sister's wedding, which was awesome. Had a great time.
Well, congratulations to your sister and her new husband.
Yeah, man. Excited to have him in the family and stuff. It was great. The wedding was beautiful. It was an awesome day. Not too hot, thankfully, with the suits. So, yeah, man, it was a good weekend. Glad everything went well. Glad that it's kind of been a long time coming.
Okay.
So, a lot of build up to it, which is awesome. And it turned out. It was a great weekend, man. I had lots of family in town, lots of people to talk to. So, man, it was, can't say enough good things about it. So,
well, good, man. Well, I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Congrats again to your sister Kylie and their new family. But the question I think we all want to know is, at the wedding, was there any barbecue?
Any barbecue? Nothing really barbecue, no, man.
Okay.
They did have some
more traditional.
Yeah, there was chicken, beef tenderloin, which I had both. They were both good.
Yeah.
Some green beans, some pasta, some mashed potatoes. Ooh. So yeah, it's quite the spread. It was like buffet style. So naturally,
so you just kept going back up there, huh?
Well, yeah. No, man. I made it look like I was filling my plate, normal, and then also filling a plate for a kid.
Yeah.
And I mean, they had their own kind of kids' plate. So
sure.
I was like,
put this in your purse.
Yeah. Now that I quit my job, we
load up on the biscuits.
Yeah. So got the most out of it, man.
Well, good.
Absolutely, it's real good food. They did a good job.
Nice. Well, good, man. Well, before we hop into today's episode, what do we got to drink today?
Oh, man, we got a classic here today. It's been a while, Greg, since I've had this. I'll be honest. It's been, 5 years.
Oh, really? That long?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're cracking some old style today.
Pure, genuine old style.
You can't go wrong. I saw it at the gas station. I was like, huh.
Good old gas station beers.
It's been a few years, so right. Might as well give it a go.
There you go. Gotta give it a little sniff first. Yep, that smells like 1980.
It sure does. Sure. Tastes just like how I remember it. Man.
Well, I know you've been busy with the wedding and stuff, and then getting on board here with the business.
Trying to catch up.
Yeah,
right?
trying to catch up, trying to get you up to speed.
It's a lot of paperwork.
But have you had a chance to get out and grill at all since the last time we talked?
Not much, man. Just I just did some of the oyster crackers.
Oh yeah, I got some right here. You brought some for me.
I did bring some over for you.
They'll go nice with this old style.
Yeah, wash down nicely. But no, man. We've been kind of talking about possibly doing something like this at different events that we're out at for people to sample it. So wanted to give it a go. So did.
So I got these ones here. Smell like the sweet heat ones.
Should be able to tell. It's So I did. Fire for effect. It was honestly, I kept it very simple, man. Just some. The grill was on real low. I don't.
What kind of
maybe
smoke?
150.
Just
smoke. Hickory. Yeah, just kept it light. I didn't really want anything fruity, but I wanted there to be some smoke in there. Let's see what we got next, Greg. Let's see if you can get it, folks. Oh.
This is all-purpose spicy seasoning we got. Did you do some of those?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see here. Hold on. Let's see what you did here.
The first one was a sweet heat.
First one was sweet. Yeah, the second one should be pop smoke. Let's see. Yeah, that one's a pop smoke. Sorry.
No, this one's a pop smoke, man.
Hold on.
Sorry, we didn't label these. Shouldn't label them next time.
Let's see. So that one you got there is a pop smoke. Mm-hmm. This one here is a combo of fire in the hole and ground pounder.
Nice.
So it's got a kick to it. It's got the garlic. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to kind of give that one this, mix them up a bit.
Yeah, they all taste good. So yeah, as Ben was saying, like when we go out to events and stuff and we want to think of a different way for people to try our seasonings, we were going to put them on some oyster crackers and have some bottles out there so people could try them.
Yeah, just have them right in the bottle so you can kind of pour.
As opposed to us just sprinkling some in their hand, which has worked so far. But, year two in business, I think we can spring for some oyster crackers.
We'll see. But yeah, no, so decided to give it a go. And honestly, man, I was pumped. Just a little bit of olive oil in there and sprinkled it, tossed it around, just threw them on for like half hour.
Yeah. Well, good, man. They taste good. Thanks for doing that. I think we'll probably give them a go here. So if you come out to any events that we're going to be out this summer, we might have some of those for you to try out. So
limited time.
That's what we call a teaser in the business.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah. Okay. So you had a chance to smoke some of that stuff. Anything else?
That was it. No, man. I wanted to give it a go. I knew you were going to be out at Jamming on Janesville, and wanted to see if that was kind of worth your time, worth our while, to see if that's something we could incorporate at events. And I definitely think it's something we're going to move forward with. So, but that was it, man. I was really focused on the wedding, kind of getting prepped for that all week, and making sure everything was in order. I was fortunate enough to get asked to stand up. Also, so was my wife, and both my kids were in the wedding. So there was a lot of prep work, man. Wanted to make sure that we were ready to go. Yeah. So as we've talked about prep in the past, that was kind of the main focus this week. But no, man, it's pumped on how the crackers turned out. Again, something I've never done before, but pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Kind of hard to mess up.
Cool, man.
So, what about you? Were you able to get out as much as you wanted to?
Oh, I got out plenty.
Attaboy. Here we go.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I was excited that I had a weekend where I could just crank out some.
Oh, man. I'm excited to hear about this.
Yeah, but before I share that, I wanted to give a shout out to one of our listeners who reached out to us on Instagram, Dylan. And I'm going to butcher your last name, but I think it's Alouette. He reached out to us on Instagram, and you can find us on Instagram at Burn Pit BBQ guys. But he said, hey, just started listening to you guys this week, and I think I got through 16 episodes. You guys do a great job, and I'll be looking forward to snagging some of your products in the future. So Dylan, hey, thanks so much for that feedback. We really appreciate it.
That's awesome.
I'm glad that you were able to binge a little bit on what we're dishing out here. So thanks so much for listening, and thanks so much for reaching out to us and sharing that. That means a lot.
Absolutely. Hope it's helping, man.
Yeah, hopefully some of this stuff is helping if you're just starting. But no, we appreciate you, and thanks for listening. And again, everybody, thanks for listening too. But just want to give Dylan a quick shout out for reaching out to us. I really appreciate that. But no, man, I got away a lot over the weekend. One, I got to free up some room in my freezer because we got the cow coming.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through it. I got some beef soup meat, and I had a bunch of packages. So I took 3 of them out, And I'm like, I'm not going to do like a traditional stew. It's getting nicer outside. So I decided to throw them on the smoker. And I did it kind of stew-like. So I cut them up. And in one, I took one, I think it was about 1 pounder, cut it up. And I cut up some potatoes. I cut up some onions. I seasoned it with our all-purpose seasoning and garlic seasoning. And then I threw it in my cast iron.
Okay.
And I filled it up with a little vegetable broth. I didn't have any beef stock or anything like that.
If you had, would you have used that?
Yeah, I probably would have used the beef stock if I had some. But so, yeah.
How many times have we talked about preparing on this, man?
Well, we also talk about going with what you have in the house. So I went with what I had in the freezer and in the fridge. Okay, Ben? So back to my story, Ben. I was getting ready to smoke, so I was using the Weber. And so I had 2 other pounds of some meat, too. So I did the same exact thing, but in a tin.
Which Weber were you using, Greg?
I was using my kettle. So my 22-inch, I was doing offset.
Yeah.
And it was awesome, man. Like, I got the cast iron on there first. I got the potatoes. I got the onions. I got the stew meat all smoking real good. And then
you threw them all in at the same time?
All at the same time. I was like, I was in no rush.
Sure.
I had the time. It was all afternoon on Saturday afternoon. And I smoked it for about an hour first, uncovered. And I used some pecan wood.
Nice. All right.
And then after an hour, I covered it up. So, again, cooking low and slow. And
what was your temp at on the?
It was real low. It was like 225, 250. Okay. So, I wasn't in a hurry.
Yeah.
But I had cut it up, so it wasn't going to take as long to cook. And, man, it turned out great. So nice. I let it ride for about 3 hours, then covered. And
covered for an additional 3 hours or 3 hours total?
Yeah, no, an additional 3 hours.
Okay. So you really got out there.
It was a 4-hour cook for this little stew that I was making up, but it was awesome. It tasted great. Pulled it off, let it rest for a little bit, and then I also threw on some corn on the cob, and it was just a great feast for the night. So I was excited about that. But then additionally on Sunday, I had some beef ribs that I talked about last time.
The giant rack, right?
The giant rack.
Nice.
Of beef ribs, about eight ribs. I pulled them out, and we did that on Sunday. So we'll talk about that today because I haven't done too many beef ribs, but it turned out absolutely phenomenal. And I just wanted to walk through kind of my process, so maybe it helps somebody else out. But yeah, it was an awesome cook.
Man, it sounds like you. This was like a top 10 weekend for you, huh?
Ben.
When you're in the zone.
Everything was just going right.
That's awesome.
It was like my temps were holding. The meat was getting up to temp real nice. It was decent days out where it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. So I could, tend to the meat and the grill, but also do some things around the house too. So it was real good cooks. I'm happy about them, and I'm happy to share more about the beef ribs today.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad. I know lately you've been slamming, so it's I'm glad you're able to get out a bit. With me being gone, not your hair and stuff, and
I know.
And you're able to unwind a little.
It was nice a little bit forward.
You really needed one of these weekends now. It's been about a month since I've come on.
Yeah, I know.
You need that the unwind time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just get my journal out and write my thoughts.
Smart. Yeah. Well, nice, man. Well, let's dive into these ribs. I'm excited to hear about it. So I would say I don't think I've ever done beef ribs before.
Okay.
Maybe once in my career, but not that I can think of. So I'm gonna say I haven't done them once.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I kept it real simple with these. So these beef ribs, you usually can't find them too many places. So I got these ones at our friend Justin up in Medford. He owns Grandpa's Meat Market. So I was up there one time just delivering some products to him because they carry our products in their store, and I saw that he had some beef ribs in the freezer, so I was like, hey, can I have those? Obviously I paid for them, but
sure.
But so I picked them up there when I saw them, and they've been in the freezer for a few months, and I finally got a chance to get to them, so it was good.
Do you remember how much they weighed?
I want to say it was about 5 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big rack.
That's a big cut, yeah.
So like I said, it had about
8 ribs.
Had about 8 ribs in there. 8 giant ribs.
Yeah.
That come from the cow, so a little bit bigger than like
you
might see on like your pig or your pork.
Yeah. What would you say they were about inch and a half thick?
Yeah, when they're laying down flat like that, they're about an inch and a half, I'd say. maybe a little bit less. But then as they cook, they continue to shrink up and then get a little bit larger. So at the end of the cook, they're probably close to 2.5.
Okay. Nice. All right. So let's talk about your prep, Greg. You said you had them in the freezer. You knew you wanted. Did you cook these on Sunday?
I did, yeah.
Okay. When did you take them out of the freezer?
I took them out of the freezer Friday.
Okay.
So they had about a day, 2 days.
Just in the fridge?
In the fridge. Okay. To defrost. Yeah. Yep. And so that's kind of where that started. And then on Sunday morning, I knew I wanted to do them on Sunday. So I was thinking about, okay, how am I going to season these? What am I going to do with them? And with beef like that, I chose to go real simple. So I was getting my smoker. I was using the Weber Smoky Mountain, so my 18-inch Smoky Mountain. With the water pan in there. Yep. And so how I prepped that was I took one full chimney. I was using Kingford bricks.
Okay.
So I took the chimney and I filled it full.
Did you put any just dry ones in there?
Yeah. So so my chimney of just dry, unlit bricks. I filled up a chimney and I put it in the bottom of the Weber.
Dumped it out right away. Okay.
Dumped it out.
You measured it out, huh? Look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And then I sprinkled some hickory chips throughout. So the goal again is that then I filled the chimney back up with about a quarter way.
Okay.
And now I lit that one. I'll let it get ashed over a little bit, and then I dump it on top of the unlit coals in the bottom of the Weber Smokies. So that way, the hot ones continue to gradually heat up the ones on the outside, right? Yeah. So I don't have to go and refill all the time, and it keeps temp real nice. I mean, really, really impressed by how well my Weber Smoky Mountain keeps that temp. Yeah. And I did have the water pan full.
What'd you fill it with?
Just water.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the way up?
About 3/4 way, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I was getting up to temp, that's when I was preparing the beef ribs. And I chose to leave the membrane on these. So just like pork ribs, it has a membrane on the back. And for this one, I reached out to some of the people like that, were part of groups of, on Facebook of, hey, I got these beef ribs. What are your suggestions or tips? And one of them was, hey, just leave the membrane on the back. He feels it holds it together a little bit better.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's what I did. I just say, okay, real simple. Left the membrane on, didn't take it off. But you can take it off. And I think I got some hate on TikTok for leaving it on. gotta love the haters. But yeah, he was pretty adamant that we were amateurs and didn't know what we were doing. But
well,
yeah,
we are.
That's what? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like we're making it, Ben. Like people are trolling us now.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, right. We're always willing to learn. Again, if
and we're not afraid to share what we do. So.
No, if you have any suggestions, please, again, as always, send them our way.
Just, but it was good. So I left the membrane on them. Obviously, you can take the membrane off the back if you want, but this time I didn't, and I kept it real simple with my prep. I wanted to use some sort of binder on there, and I saw some people using hot sauce.
Nice.
Yeah, so I used I actually used our garlic habanero hot sauce as a binder. So I slathered some hot sauce all over this rack, which was really awesome. Smelled great. And then I just used a simple salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper mix that I have. That's kind of my go-to for beef. That's not something we've packaged just yet, but maybe it will be soon. But so that, I just slathered it in the hot sauce, and then I sprinkled it with that salt, pepper, and cayenne mixture. And then I added a little bit more coarse black pepper because with beef, I like a little bit more kind of that spice.
The peppery taste to it?
Yeah. So that's all I did. Basically, that's all I did for the prep. And I let that rest for about 30 minutes while the smoker was getting up to temp.
Nice.
And then, once it was up to about 225, 250, I threw the rack on the Weber.
Right. So, all right. You've got the water pan down there, and you've got in the Weber, you have the two options for your racks.
The racks. Yeah.
Right?
You got one rack that sits
right above
the water pan.
And the second one, that's
about a foot above that. Yeah.
Which one did you choose to put it on?
I put it on the top.
Top.
Right on the top. Yeah. Okay. On the top rack. Like I said, I had all day.
Yeah. Just let it ride.
smoking to get away, Ben.
Not a boy.
Yeah.
Did you put any kind of like a drip pan underneath it at all?
No, man. I let those juices drop right into that.
And just kind of bubble right back up.
Bubble right back
nice.
up into that pan. But yeah, I mean, I let it ride. I let it ride for a while. And as I was doing a little bit more research into, because I wanted to spritz it, like I wanted to make sure it stayed moist, because what I've read is that the ends of those type of ribs can start to get dry, just like you would imagine, like because it's a smaller piece on the ends, so they tend to dry out a little bit. And so I wanted to spray them, and when I was looking, I was like, okay, I see water, I see apple cider vinegar, I see apple juice, I see soda. So I went simple. I just used water.
Nice. Okay.
I just used water, and I've never used just water on any of my sprays before. So I wanted to test it out, and it worked out amazingly.
Nice.
Yeah. So after the first hour, like I said, I was just low and slow, keeping it going, and I would spray it once an hour with just that water.
Greg, I know you have kind of the instant read, thermometer and stuff. Did you use that? Were you checking temps throughout this at all, or just kind of going by sight and stuff?
I was going by sight for just the beginning.
Okay.
After the first 3 hours, then I started really kind of maybe checking the temp a little bit more.
All right. Did you open it every hour to spritz it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Simple spritz. Like I was on, like the cover was off maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah. Just hit it.
Open it up, spray it with some water, put it back down. But it was looking really good from early on. So I was feeling it. I was like, man, the temps are holding here. The Weber's doing well. We're sitting at about 225, 250 the entire time in between there.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to replenish because the coals were just continuing being lit because of the unlit ones I put in there. And I had sprinkled in the wood chips throughout. So every so often they'd get another blast of smoke because the wood chips would catch, as they continue to light up, and
nice,
then so it was awesome. I didn't wrap or anything. Like these, I just let it ride. Let it ride, man.
How long was your total cook?
6 hours total.
On the smoker, 6 hours.
Yeah. I put them on at 11 a.m. and I pulled them off at 5 p.m. And they were done at that time. So another tip that I got from somebody that is in one of those groups was like, hey, just cook it like a brisket, but don't wrap it. I was like, okay, I could try that.
Yeah. So got it up to temp and stuff, and
so I was just letting it ride until we got to 203. I mean, that's my magic number for brisket is 203.
Okay.
So I was checking the temps, and that last hour, really, I kind of knew we were getting close because we were at about 190, 195 when I checked it in that last hour. So I was like, okay, we're getting close. So then after that, like the last hour, like every 15 minutes, I was spritzing it, making sure it's moist. And got up to 203, and I was like, okay, we're done. Took it off and wrapped it. And so I put it on a baking sheet, and then I wrapped it with some tin foil, and I let it rest for a half hour.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. How often did you have to add? Did you add any wood chips whatsoever throughout, or
towards the end?
Bricks?
So towards the end, it was getting kind of down, like around the 200, and I didn't want this cook to go all night long.
Sure.
Right. I wanted to.
Had plenty of time, but not enough time.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I wanted to be done with at a decent hour so we could have dinner, and I was shooting for that 6 o'clock time frame, and. So like the last couple hours I was watching it close, and we were getting down a little bit. So I would add just 5 or 6, briquettes in there. And then while I'm in there, I might as well throw in a couple chips. So
sure.
Threw in some chips, a little bit more smoke. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it just came out amazing. Like after a half hour of it resting, unwrapped it. The bark was amazing, nice dark bark. And then I cut it up and just like a juicy brisket, you had the juices in there, a nice smoke ring. Nice bark. It just was phenomenal.
Man, that's awesome. Anything you would do different?
Yeah, man. I'd probably use a little less salt. With the salt mixture that I had made, very heavy on salt, and I was using sea salt. So kind of bigger chunks a little bit. So I'd probably go a little bit less on the salt and a little bit heavier on the coarse black pepper.
Okay.
Yeah, but and to be honest, you couldn't taste the heat from the cayenne. You couldn't taste the heat from the hot sauce, which is a garlic habanero, because all that kind of stuff just kind of goes away once you start smoking it. Especially when you're just using that little bit of it as a binder. So for those of you that are looking like to maybe do something like that, like you couldn't really taste the hot sauce. You could get a little like garlic flavor from the hot sauce, but it wasn't hot or anything like that. So there wasn't a heat to it.
Nice. Not much of a kick to it and stuff. Oh man, well, it sounds good.
Yeah, I would definitely do that again.
Did you kind of measure out your ratios, or were you just kind of pour them into kind of your shaker? Like for the rub there.
Yeah, so for the rub initially, I got my own shaker for it, so I measured it out at that point. But it's very heavy on salt, so I'd probably kick that back just a little bit and add a little bit more black pepper.
Nice.
But overall, fantastic. Kids ate it up. The membrane, leaving it on there didn't take anything away from it. It was real juicy still tasted amazing. I even got a little bit. Gave a little bit to the dog too, and now she's always looking at me like, "Hey, you gonna put some more of that stuff in my food here?"
This is a big step, Greg.
Yeah. From time to time, she'll get a little bit of scraps in her mouth, but then she gets spoiled because like the next day she just looks at me and she doesn't eat her food because she's expecting me to put some more in there.
It's tough, Greg. She just she enjoys your delicious meats as well, huh?
Yeah, I gotta spread it around a little bit. Sometimes we spoil her,
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. It's few and far between, isn't it?
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, this was a real good cook. I mean,
sounds like a real good weekend.
Yeah, it was on, man. It was good. I didn't have any place to be except for maybe some stuff with the kids and stuff. Kind of first weekend where we didn't have a lot going on with the business. Yeah. So I was like, man, I gotta clear out the freezer. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna smoke some meats and do some stuff around the house. So
win.
Win. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Nice,
but yeah, I mean, I would say like if you haven't done beef ribs before, go out and give them a shot. It's real simple. Find them from go to your local butcher shop. Ask them, hey, do you got any beef ribs? That kind of stuff. And then if you got a day, just let them go low and slow. Don't wrap them. Just keep it real simple, salt, pepper, garlic maybe, and use water as a spritz because that was the first time I used water, and I was kind of curious on how it would come out, and this came out fantastic. Like the bark was amazing on that, one of the best barks I've ever had. So
nice.
I might try that, just a water spritz with maybe my pork ribs next time too, see how it goes.
Oh yeah, Interesting choice, man. All right, cool. Any other tips you'd add? Let's talk about like you said 203 is your number. A lot of times we do talk about kind of cooking to temp, not time.
Yeah.
I know brisket can be a little bit different with that.
Right.
You're looking for like that jiggle, but obviously with the ribs, you're not going to get that. So you kind of have to go off that temp, right?
Yeah. And also like with the ribs, they pull back quite a bit. So,
so when you started, how far would you say it, pulled back? Like half inch?
No, when we started, like the ribs were
all
covered.
The way out. Yeah. Right. But then once you pulled it and
oh no, I mean, you're looking at a full inch or more. Yeah. So they pull back quite a bit.
Okay.
So you got a nice handle if you want to take a bite out of it. And that's another way that you can kind of gauge how they're doing. Like if they're not pulling back quite as bit, you got a little ways to go still. Yeah. But if they start pulling back quite a bit, over that inch mark, you're getting close to done. But you don't want to go over where it starts getting hard and chewy.
Right.
But 203 is my sweet spot. For brisket, it just so happened to be a sweet spot for those beef ribs because when I cut them up after that resting for 30 minutes, I mean, they were still real juicy.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. So very happy with how that turned out. I would encourage other people to give it a try too. Just take it low and slow and cook the temp, and see what happens.
Nice, man. I'd say it's a great grill tip from Greg.
Great grill tip from Greg.
So we'll have to get a t-shirt. Nice. What else? What any other advice that you'd give on that? Any additional? Did you
let it rest? I mean,
that's a good one.
A lot of times we're really excited.
It's so easy just to dive in right away, isn't it? Yeah.
No, I think the resting part was key to letting some of those juices absorb back into that.
Did you wrap it when you let it rest?
Yeah, so I wrapped it just over the top, so I didn't wrap it fully around.
Just put on like a cookie sheet?
Yeah, I had a large cookie sheet that I put it on, and I wrapped the entire cookie sheet. So
I don't know. The whole thing, all the way around.
Yeah, yep. So it was, and I just put it in the oven, rest for a half hour, and pulled it out. It's still hot, it's still warm. Still a little hot. So be careful when you pull it out. Yeah. Nice. And the oven was off, so it was just basically just resting in there. You can use a cooler, something like that, but I just wanted in a place where it would stay kind of at a steady temp. And when I pull it out, you cut it in between the ribs and you serve it, and you got a nice kind of brontosaurus style rib there. So
was it like kind of pull off the bone? Was it very tender, or almost you could slide the bone out? What kind of style were you?
Yeah, it was both. So with the membrane being left on the back, it holds it on a little bit.
Sure.
And that's the key for the membrane, right?
Yep.
So if you would have taken that off, it would have been kind of just fall off the bone. That. But so I could take a bite out of it too, and it still stay intact because it's a big piece. But for the most part, it was kind of tear apart. So like when you're looking at a brisket, it's floppy, right?
Yep.
If it's cooked properly and the moisture's in there still. So this was just like that too. So, but it was just on a rib.
Okay.
So real good, real juicy.
Nice, man. And knowing you, there was no sauce. Did you do any kind of sauce on the side?
Zero sauce, Ben.
Okay. If for those, would you recommend saucing it?
No, for that, it was so juicy. Like you didn't need sauce. And God bless him, my son asked for sauce, and I said, try it without it. You shouldn't need it.
Was it which one?
There was no sauce.
Which number? 1, 2, or 3 asked?
Yeah, 1 and 3.
1 and 3. Okay. What kind of were they looking for? Like ketchup or something?
No, they just wanted like barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, and I said, just give it a shot without it.
Try it.
You should be okay without sauce.
Nice.
Yeah. And they did. They finished it without the sauce. So it was nice and juicy. Good flavor. So overall, it was a knockout. One of those ones where everything went perfectly. Nice. Even though I hadn't done many of those, like I had the time. I was patient with it. I wasn't in a rush. So sometimes those are the best cooks.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sounds enjoyable, man. Would give it a rating. Give it, between the two cooks.
Yeah. So with their beef ribs, I'd give it a 9. If it wasn't so salty, it would be a 10.
Sure.
But then with the stew meat, that's probably about 7.5. There's probably a little other things I do differently with that one, but overall very solid. Like everybody ate it. I think the vegetables came out even better because they were mixed in with the beef and stuff. So the potatoes and the onions were gone the same night.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, overall great cooks, but I'd do it again.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What
All right.
else?
Well,
what do you got?
What do I got coming up this week?
Let's hear it. It's hard to top.
Yeah,
that,
it is. It is. And I'm clearing out my freezer too because I'm going on vacation here. Yeah.
Leave the house unlocked, huh?
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I got some ribs, some pork ribs. I might try and do, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get time to do that. Otherwise, it'd probably just be like hot dogs.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a good dog.
What about you? What do you got coming up?
Man, I think I wanted to get that brisket in. Didn't really have a chance.
Okay.
I think, again, it's kind of smaller. A little bit under 3 pounds, I think. So
yeah,
I think that's a goal that my goal for next week is to cook that up.
All right. Well, let's talk about that next time then.
Okay.
Since I talked a lot about the ribs today, I'll let you talk about your process going through that small 3-pound brisket.
Yeah.
That are pretty common now. You can kind of find those at the supermarket.
Yeah. It's already, seasoned and ready to go. I think I'm just going to add some ground pounder to it. But yeah, we can definitely talk about that some more once I decide to cook it. It could turn out like your roast and your venison roast and just be seasoned in the fridge for.
Then you put sauce on it.
Yep, a month.
All right, man. Well, this was a good episode. Thanks for letting me talk about those ribs. Anything else? Anything else you want to add?
No, appreciate everyone who came out to Jammin' on Janesville.
Yeah, we saw a few people out there.
Good turnout.
Yeah, introduced some new people to our products and stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah, let's see what do we have coming up, Greg? Any events?
Oak Creek. I'm going to be out of town, but you're going to be at the Oak Creek Community Center.
Yep, for the food truck. Food truck,
15th.
Nice. Yep, Wednesday the 15th. In the evening, they're going to have a bunch of food trucks. Ben's going to be there.
slinging sauces and rubs.
Absolutely.
Maybe some oyster crackers. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a go. So,
and then after that, we're getting into heavy festival season.
Yeah.
What do we got coming up after that?
Let's see. I know we've got the Rib Fest coming up. We've got hopefully Racine County Fair. We'll find out about State Fair, the Air and Water Show. Yeah, July's going to be a packed month.
Yeah, we start getting into it in July. So we'll be at Rib Fest in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, the 13th through the 17th. We'll be at the Milwaukee Air and Water Show, downtown Milwaukee, the 23rd and 24th. We're crossing our fingers that we'll be invited to the Wisconsin State Fair, August 4th through the 13th, and then
Racine County Fair.
Racine County Fair after that. We got some private events coming up. Yeah, so we'll let those, like if you follow us, we'll put a list out there where we're going to be at on our website, burnpitbbq.com. Go over there, sign up for our newsletter so you don't miss out.
Stop by, say hi.
Stop by, say hi. We love seeing you all that listen and subscribe to our newsletter and stuff come out. That's awesome. We love the feedback, and we love just talking with you, barbecue and grilling with you all. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff coming up this summer. Hopefully you're getting out too to grill and barbecue. But yeah, other than that, I'd say we appreciate you all. If you enjoy the podcast, please like and subscribe and share to help us continue to reach new audiences and new people that might just be starting their grilling journeys. And if you do like the podcast, drop us a line like Dylan did.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that. We love reading that stuff. So I guess that's it for this one, Ben.
Yeah, that is. Again, thanks everyone for listening. We appreciate you all. Get out and grill. It's June.
Yeah, sure is.
All right, everyone. Take it easy.
Cheers.